Narcissistic abuse feels like torture. The average human being has the capacity to love and feel empathy for the next person. Compassion is second nature. We all have our bad days, but for the most part, everyone in our closest circles are decent people. On the other side of the spectrum, you have a narcissist. We've all heard this term thrown around lightly, and we all have narcissistic traits that we have to keep in check. I'm not just speaking about the common coworker that's an asshole. I'm speaking about the person who actually suffers from a disorder called Narcissistic Personality Disorder, or NPD, that pretty much makes them a soulless individual. The irony is they cannot function unless they're getting their energy from other people's pain or praise. My experience with a person with NPD was in a relationship, so that's what I'll be referencing. These individuals have the capacity to completely destroy whomever they're preying on. The aftermath literally feels like modern-day torture. In my experience, the purpose for the torture was to train me on how to behave. And when that behavior was not produced, the intensity of the pain was increased. In my opinion, physical pain doesn't hold a candle to the psychological and emotional torture. It's the worst. It's actually excruciating. During my time with a person with NPD, I noted that they appeared to be an empty vessel. They didn't have the ability to see themselves because they truly had no soul or reflection. They used me as their mirror and their compass for life. They mimicked my behavior and even my emotions. Their grandiose character needed constant admiration and compliments. They looked to me to fill the void of their soul with my light and my love and good energy. As they mirrored me, they showed me exactly what they wanted to see. I fell deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole of deception. The DSM, or Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorder, gives us a few facts about a person suffering from NPD. NPD frequently exists with other psychiatric disorders, and NPD appears to have a more widespread effect in males than in females. Studies are still underway because this disorder is in conjunction with many other ongoing disorders like depression and anxiety, so it can be very hard to diagnose. In hindsight, the only way that I can describe the way the abuse from my NPD relationship felt is like modern-day torture. I noted that my NPD abuser slowly erased all of my personal boundaries. Meanwhile, he created new ones that benefited him solely. My mind and emotions were in a constant state of fight or flight. In the beginning of the relationship, it was absolutely magical. It felt like I was in a lifetime love story. This person was everything I could ever thought or dream of. As the relationship continued, I noticed little red flags, but I dismissed them quickly because I remembered all the good times. One day, I woke up and realized that this person had actually trained me like a dog. They trained me on how to respond, how to think, how to behave. When everything was good, it was so good. Sometimes I was even rewarded with a little glimpse of the original feeling that made me fall in love. Once I started feeling good, then they would put me back into a dog cage and only let me play when they wanted to. Meanwhile, they enjoyed my pain and suffering. They actually felt empowered by it. When they became bored with me, because I was now trained and predictable, they had to find a new source to control and conquer. Pain was being inflicted on me because they were receiving praise elsewhere. I like to call this new person a new project. They take this on like a new task to see if they can succeed in casting their spell on them. While I was trapped in my dog cage, and while you're trapped in your cage, they're off grooming this shiny new puppy. Once they find one, usually they're the polar opposite of you in appearance. However, the things that you do have in common are that you're both gullible, sweet, inspired, giving, loving, caring, charming, and easily influenced. The difference is now you know the truth about this person and you see how they've deceived you. The new project, on the other hand, has no idea what type of ride they're in for. The abuser looks back at your cage to make sure that you're still in as much pain as possible. They secure the leash on the new puppy, and they skip off into the sunset and never look back. It doesn't matter if you have children, assets, family. They leave you in that cage to die and act like they never knew you. You were a challenge, and they conquered you, depleting you of all your contagious good energy, using all your money, your resources, ideas, even sex. You're left scratching your head wondering what the actual F just happened here. The psychological torment is indescribable. You question your own reality. You're plagued with constant thoughts. Your world basically stops turning. You've used all of your energy to make sure that their world would never stop spinning. Even when you were right, hands down, black and white, you were wrong. You've been isolated from your friends and family so long you have no idea how to explain this aftermath to them. You've been punished every moment of every day for being able to feel and express your emotions. You feel crazy inside of your own head, questioning reality that you know is not questionable. You've done everything to stay on good behavior because, like a drug addict, all you ever wanted was to experience that initial high of the good times. Then, one day, you stumble across a video like this to remind you you're not crazy. This is an actual thing. You are not alone. You're not the only one. There's nothing wrong with you. Even though you are not a perfect partner, the fate of your relationship was inevitable because of their DNA. Everything you thought to be real turned out to be a lie. However, you were always real. You are a decent human being. You have the ability to show and feel love. They, on the other hand, were the best actor and imposter you'll ever know. Your very potential scared the hell out of them. So much so that they tried to keep you in a cage so you would never realize how great you are. Just like many other survivors, now you know you can escape and you are not crazy. I hope I can help you find the courage to free yourself from that cage. I promise once you do, you will thrive again.